and it's long overdue.
Live Aid, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, July 13th, 1985. Tuned to the times, televised to the world. On the same day, across the continent, another concert, a different crowd, a different world.
Calling the Grateful Dead hotline number. The Grateful Dead will be playing at the Ventura County Fairgrounds in Ventura, California on July 13th and 14th.
We got Live Aid across the country, Dead Aid.
Right. Dead Aid is better than Live Aid any day.
Ventura, California, July 13th, 1985. But you'd never know it without a calendar.
Hi, President Nixon. It's an old flag, too. It only has 48 stars.
A lot of people call all of you kind of a lost legion of hippies. How do you feel about that?
That's a great place to be.
They call themselves Deadheads, and wherever the band goes, so go the Deadheads. Across the country, there are more than 100,000 card-carrying Deadheads. 30,000 here this weekend. Blissful to be at the sign of the Skull and Roses with those grizzled veterans of the 60s, and still their heroes, the Grateful Dead. They've never had a top 40 hit, they haven't done an album in 5 years, and they don't even advertise their concerts. But they sell out almost every time they play. In fact, during this week, they outgrossed Tina Turner, Huey Lewis, and every other single act. $375,000 for the 2 shows here, and all through word of mouth among loyal Deadheads. Deadheads see themselves as part of the show.
There is a common belief system involved here that extends beyond the music, and the music is perhaps the most visible aspect. Those are the musician parts of our show.
Yeah, right.
But our show kind of goes like into the life show, and the life show is, I don't know, there was an old guy on the bus today, and he was kind of like going over the top and crying and stuff, and he turned to me with tears in his eye and a big smile, and he said, you know, we're good people.
What is it about the Grateful Dead that kind of brings you all together, and it's kind of the focus, the center of this universe for you?
Because music fractures time. It recreates time without the tyranny of tense.
If some here seem like they fell into a time warp, they did. These people have lived on a commune for 20 years.
We sort of came out of the same maelstrom that the Grateful Dead also got its beginnings in.
Well, I look at this as not really a concert, but kind of a convention.
Oh, it's like the Gypsies. You know, we get together. It's a tribal stomp.
Tune in, turn on, make love, not war. That's what they're still celebrating.
Every silver lining got a touch of gray. I will get by.
While the band grows older, most of the fans are getting younger.
Kind of like a second generation Deadheads.
How do those young teenagers get into this?
It's important at certain age groups in your life to be able to have more of a free form. I think the concept of free form, both in the music and in the general philosophy of the Grateful Dead, is what's attractive.
We all just cut loose of the rules, cut loose of our hang-ups, and went to where our intuition told us to go, which was the shows, and then it was the shows again, and it was back together again and back with each other again.
Doing that all the time is a lot of fun, but the pay's not too good. How do you support the habit, the Grateful Dead habit?
Well, for one thing, we don't pay rent. We live in a school bus. You know, for another thing, we're both artists, craftspeople. You know, sometimes he works, sometimes I work.
We make T-shirts, we silkscreen shirts, and sell those at the shows here.
We're the egg roll people. We live on egg rolls. We sell egg rolls for a living. Everywhere we go, people eat egg rolls.
Get to see people from all over that we know all over. Waiting for my boyfriend somewhere, but he's supposed to come with them, but they lost him in Barstow somewhere. I hope he gets out here.
There's people here traveled thousands of miles to get here and had no fear that they'd get in. Came without tickets. Come right here and it's all about this. See you at the next show.
When this one's over, we're not going anywhere but to the next show.
And how long are you going to keep doing this?
I'm 32 now. I've been doing it since I was 16. Like the band does another 20 years, I'll do another 20 years with them, you know.
Is all of this what was going on during the 60s but kind of disappeared from most of our lives?
I think it's better.
How is it?
I think it's crisper because people learned from the 60s to not be so naive and innocent. There's a lot of hard edges to accommodate in the world, and you just can't be a love child floating through life.
For the Grateful Dead, dealing with the hard edge of reality has never been a very high priority, and that's a big part of their appeal.
What more do you want than good drugs and good folks, huh? Our audience has come to have fun and enjoy the music and commune, you know.
That's because they're all stoned, though, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Stoned is a relative term. I mean, you know, I'm high on life, as they say, you know.
What is that magic that they had to get this kind of loyalty and to influence their fans so strongly? What is it besides the music that they have?
The Grateful Dead and LSD are an incredible thing, and that's where it started from, you know.
This has got to be the only concert crowd left where there's still LSD, isn't that right?
Actually, we're finding a resurgence of LSD, but the difference is the people at a Grateful Dead show have been doing it so long, they learned how to take their drugs.
In fact, for more than 20 years, since the 60s in San Francisco, when the Grateful Dead and LSD grew popular together. Their philosophy then was simple: drugs make the world a better place.
I think, personally, that the more people turn on, the better world it's going to be.
People that live in the community and, you know, play around with dope and stuff like that, they don't have worries, you know.
We feel more like children than ever.
Right. Because we know what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow up.
We're just the slowest growing rock and roll band in the world.
They haven't really had to grow up in spite of their problems. In '73, a band member died mysteriously, and there have been numerous arrests for drugs. But a show of public indifference and a reluctance to be interviewed are all part of their act.
Do drugs still have a large role to play in the appreciation of your music?
What'd you say?
Well, we have to go now.
To the Deadheads, it's not just band leader Jerry Garcia's music that's the attraction here. It's his, well, basic philosophy of life.
Hey, what the is that?
All right. Any other things that we ought to know? Music is freedom in and from time.
If the Grateful Dead stopped?
We'd go on, you know.
We'd probably have to break down and get jobs, you know.
I won't do that. I won't do that. I'm an artist.
Calling the Grateful Dead hotline number. The Grateful Dead will play one concert at L'Oreal Ridge at Donner Summit, California on August 24th.